All right, we're having this focus on gender-based violence today on eNCA because we don't want to wait for a specific event or a specific day to talk about gender-based violence. It needs to be part of our daily conversation. It is a pandemic that we're facing as a society. We have to keep it on the agenda. So let's focus now on the conversations men should be having about rape, consent, violence against women and children. Siyabulele Jentile is founder and president of Not In My Name South Africa, and he joins us now. Siyabulele, thank you so much for your time. So just tell us a little bit about your organization and what they're focusing on to make a difference in these startling levels of gender-based violence.
Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon to you and your viewers. So, Not In My Name, well, it's now Not In My Name International because the scope of our work has expanded to, other parts of the continent. So our focus since, we started doing this work just over 5 years ago has been around curbing gender-based violence through, one, trying to re-socialize boy children, but also advocating for having discussions around men and onto, how they can change behaviors, men and women, on how we can change behaviors to ensure that we have sustainable and long-lasting response to GBV rape culture and violence against, anyone, to be honest. So the organization has embarked on a number of programs throughout the years, talking to boys, talking to men, advocating for rehabilitation, advocating for stronger sentences, and just making sure that, we attend to other socio-economic issues which may otherwise lead to violence in gender relations. So our programs are many, but mostly have been around, trying to assist in GBV cases. We go to courts, we assist victims, sometimes also assist perpetrators, trying to rehabilitate them. We link victims with professional psychologists, social support services. We arrange them into safe houses and all that. But we also, we are mindful to the fact that some of the violence in our communities is caused by lack of resources, which lead some men to drink and then in turn become violent. So we've tried to assist with food programs for some destitute communities. We have tried to assist students to get access to facilities of higher education. So fighting gender-based violence does not have one approach. We need to tackle it from many other angles. And as an organization, Not In My Name, that is what we have been trying to do over the years.
Siyabulele, you make such an important point that there are so many issues around this that you have to come in on many different levels, and it sounds like your organization is doing incredible work. I'm interested in a phrase you mentioned, talking about re-socializing the boy child. How do you start a conversation with a boy about the issue of consent, and how early do you have that conversation?
I think we need to have the conversation with boys as early as possible. So we've got these camps that we do, but unfortunately due to COVID, we haven't been doing them. So as young as 10, 11, 9 years, we talk to them, try to re-socialize them better. Because what we believe in this organization, we're social constructionists. We believe that whatever we see is as a result, direct result of socialization. It starts in our families, where we teach girls that they must be submissive and boys must be aggressive, and that's what masculinity means. So we teach them as early as possible to say that even you yourself as a boy, your body belongs to you first, before you can even teach them that the body of their female counterparts belongs to them. And we also teach them that there's no such a thing as silence means consent, especially those who are teenagers who have started to be curious about their sexuality. Conversation around consent, it's very important. In fact, we've realized that even the older generation of men does not understand what consent means. So it cuts across, small boys, middle-aged men, and up until old men. I love the visuals that you've been showing there to say that my body is not your crime. Say my body belongs to me as a woman, and that is the conversation that we are having. That even as a man, the body of a female belongs to them. They are not secondary citizens, and no man has the right. Even even to married men, we have this conversation that even in marriage, as a married man, I still need to source consent from my partner. And it goes vice versa, by the way. So there really isn't any age but boys as young as 11, 12 years, we start having conversations with them.
I'm so glad you've used the example about older men and men who believe that it's impossible to rape their wives because once you're married, you're mine. And you've encapsulated the problem so incredibly well. You've been working at this for a long time, really hard, targeting the right areas. Are you starting to see real shifts and changes in attitudes and behaviors?
Oh, of course, there is change. I mean, look, it was never going to be an easy task, and no one said it will take a day. We know we are dealing with a lot of men who are from different backgrounds. Some they were socialized differently themselves, but the most important thing about this work is that it challenges even ourselves as people who are doing this work. Each and every day we learn and we relearn, and then we understand that real change and long-lasting change is going to take time. But to be honest with you, we've seen men changing. In fact, there's dialogues that we do monthly here in Pretoria with different men, and the conversation amongst men, it's really changing. They have their own frustrations, which we are not turning a blind eye on. We are not invalidating, by the way, we are not invalidating the struggles and issues of men when you're having these discussions. We're saying to them, let's have the conversation. What is it that you think, feel that is not fair towards you as a man? And we've started also involving our female counterparts into the very same conversation. And I'm happy to say that South African men and women have started talking about these issues. And a lot of men are coming out to seek rehabilitation. A lot of men have come out to say that, we have realized that we have been wrong here and here, and then we need assistance. And then it's an organization that is where we come in and, link them with relevant professionals or people who've got, the psychological and the technical know-how in assisting them professionally.
Thank you so much for talking to us, and do keep up the good work. It sounds incredible what you're doing. Siyabulele Jentile, founder and president of Not In My Name South Africa.